to The Loud Box, an American audio podcast with your host, Elle Robinson. And I'm asking you to join me weekly as we listen, relate, and discuss the things that are unspoken, overlooked, and hidden in the back of our minds, or what I like to call the corner of denial. So engage with us. Share your story. I'll even go first regarding family, relationships, the world we live in, our mental health, and how it really and truly affects us. How you were molded by your experiences, even how you overcame them. There's really only one way to get it out, and that's to unlock the box. Hello, and welcome back to our audio podcast. I'm truly pleased to be here with you today, and I'm your host, Elle. Let's go ahead and begin. For this episode, we are taking a slightly different approach. I've invited a guest narrator to guide us through a topic that requires clarity, care, and a steady voice. Her name is Erica, and she will be leading today's feature presentation. The piece she will be sharing is titled, "When No One Protects the Children." I encourage you to listen closely and take in the full weight of what follows.
Now let's pull back the curtains a bit. There are stories that unfold quietly, behind closed doors, far away from the places where adults claim that children are safe. Stories that should have been interrupted and questioned and should have been stopped by the very people entrusted to protect young lives. But sometimes the safety net that is supposed to hold a child simply isn't there. This is the story of a child who grew up believing that love meant responsibility, that survival meant silence, and that home was something you carried inside yourself because the world around you kept shifting beneath your feet. This episode may contain graphic details, but I hope you are compelled to continue listening as we examine the emotional harm, the secrecy, and the abandonment that shapes a young mind, and the long-term consequences when a child is left completely unprotected. This child, let's call them Sam, was the oldest of several siblings. And like many oldest children, Sam had taken on the unofficial role of caretaker long before any adult asked them to. She was the one tying shoes, braiding hair, warming bottles, soothing nightmares, and the one that stayed closer than what was expected to ensure that her siblings were okay and were in no way, shape, or form affected by the chaos surrounding them. She became their quiet storm, the steady hands in the midst of it all. When Mom was passed out, she stood in the trenches. When Dad was on drugs or stayed away too long, she was the little big girl that gave adult advice to soothe Mom's breaking heart. "You're so pretty, Mommy. You'll meet someone someday that will treat you right, and you won't need to worry about your heart being broken again," she'd say. Why would a child need to say this very grown-up thing to a grown-up woman? To a mom that should be grown up? Her parents had moments of warmth, but they were swallowed by something larger. Vices, untreated mental instability, substance misuse, emotional volatility. The kind of adult struggles that leave no room for parenting, yet leave children drowning in the consequences. In the early years, Sam wasn't just a sibling. Sam was the child that stayed close to the siblings as a stand-in parent, the steady presence. She believed love meant helping. She believed responsibility meant staying close. She believed family meant protection. But the adults they depended on were fighting battles they refused to acknowledge, battles that stole attention, stability, and safety from the children who needed it most. The household eventually collapsed under the weight of those adult choices. The arguments intensified, the chaos grew louder, and officials were finally called in. The siblings were separated, scattered between relatives, foster homes, and temporary placements. Sam, being the oldest, was sent alone to live someplace away from the siblings. With familiar faces, yes, but no reassurances or a better environment that she previously lived in. Where Sam once felt a type of usual love of what she thought was healthy or normal, was now placed in a place where there was no love, no affection, and now physical abuse. While Sam no longer had her siblings to protect, Sam was now the one in need of protection. The beatings were cruel, unwarranted, and usually behind closed doors. This caused Sam to become isolated, withdrawn, timid, shy, etc. 5th and 6th grade was rough. School kids were being kids, and the bullies would never let up. She was the weakest little link in her class, taunted by life's hardships. The separation from parents and sibling never seemed to get better. She prayed for change. She hoped her parents would soon come back to get her, but that was not the case. Eventually, her spark was gone. For a child who had spent her young, tender years taking care of others, the separation was devastating. The glow of her smile and the excitement of her many hopes deteriorated. She became depressed because she missed her brothers and sister desperately. Being apart from them was like a sudden death. She missed the very thing she knew as love, as family, as her own, and now they were all gone. Her new caretaker gave her very little relief, and school was no place of solitude. Every day, every single day, 5th grade was absolute pure hell from the bullying. The loss of love is hard, but the loss of responsibility, when responsibility has been your identity, can feel like losing yourself completely. Sam should have landed in a place of healing, a place of stability. Instead, found herself in a home of adults who saw vulnerability as opportunity. Immediately, the caretaker began collecting a state check for Sam. Sam benefited very little from that money, if at all. Secondhand clothes, torn clothes, clothes that were too small. Sam saw and felt the difference in treatment between the caretaker's child and Sam. But what could she have done? Sam was but a child with no options, no voice. So if you can imagine the teasing from her peers in school, unrelenting every day, and only to arrive home and be treated in an unhealthy fashion. Who told you to move from that spot? She was beaten. Who told you to call and tell that I beaten? You didn't eat all of your food. I don't care if you don't like it. Again, beaten. Didn't I tell you to hurry up? And another beaten. You make me sick. You can only have... I'm not buying anything. No, you can't go outside. And stop asking about your mama. She don't want you. She don't care a thing about you. If she did, you wouldn't be here. So stop asking for her and stop all of that crying. Usually followed another beating. On occasion, Sam was allowed to call her dad. It wasn't because her caretaker wanted them to spend time together. It was always and only when the caretaker had spent all of Sam's state money on other things and wanted Sam to reach out for more. While it was absolutely a thing he should have been doing in the first place, which was to take care of his child financially, the reasons in this context are limited and had 0% to do with the care of Sam. Fast forward. After many promises made by Sam's father to get her out of that situation, he finally decided to take her to her extended family for the summer. It wasn't because it was the best option. It was an option he chose out of convenience for himself. Drop her off there, and he gets to continue running the streets of a single man. without strings attached. That proved to be even worse. It was like jumping out of the pan and into fire. While Sam felt surrounded by love from some, she was truly despised by one. Though she came from a huge family, she was never accepted by her elder cousin, Diane. Not even a little. From the moment little Sam was introduced to her extended family, she was welcomed by her great-grandmother. Her cousins adored her. Sam felt their love, and with them, she felt safe. However, whenever Diane and her daughter were around, all hell would break loose. Her daughter was very needy and envious. Here's little Sam. She didn't come from much. She never really had anything except the absolute love of her cousins, and great-grandmother and Diane's daughter did not like that sort of attention being given to Sam, this newcomer. Sam was always respectful, helpful, playful, and caring. The moment Diane's daughter didn't get her way with Sam, she'd tell her mom, and automatically, Sam got the look of death from Diane. Diane's daughter was very spoiled, and Sam never knew or understood why she would fake incidents. One can only assume to get attention. While that sort of behavior often worked for her cousin, it was a very harmful blowback for Sam. Today we have terms that describe that behavior. Attention-seeking behavior. The child has learned that by acting dramatically, like falling or crying, "You hurt me," or "I'm telling," they immediately receive a strong reaction, comfort, or attention from adults or peers. Malingering or pseudo-malingering. While malingering technically means faking an illness or injury for a known gain, like getting their way, avoiding school or chores, a milder or less conscious form might apply if the child uses the fake event to manipulate an outcome, which is what Sam's cousin did. Dramatization, courageous exaggeration, overstating the severity of an event. Histrionic tendencies or histrionic personality trait, excessive display of emotion, attention-seeking, and dramatic flair. This behavior is usually a learned strategy, seeking attention, lack of emotional regulation, and modeling. Diane even began to hate Sam with a passion. No one knew, no one saw. The hatefulness was all done in private. Diane would automatically trust her daughter's story and disregard Sam's truth. While Diane was a good mom, she was blind and biased when it came to Sam. This created a whole different type of emotional abuse. She always treated little Sam like an outcast, not because she was a bad or misbehaved child, but because of whose child Sam was. Sam's father was not respected, trusted, or liked very much. For that reason alone, anything little Sam did or said was a problem. Whenever Sam tried to defend herself, she was told things like, "Stop lying," "Be grateful you're here," "You're causing trouble, a little shit starter." The harm did not come only from the wrongdoing. It also came from the disbelief that she was often so incredibly misunderstood. As a child, where do you put that? When a child's truth is questioned, their silence grows roots. Shame becomes the language they speak fluently. Sam mastered the art of becoming small, invisible, and tucked out of sight to avoid further abuse. The world began to feel like a place where adults protected each other, not the children in their care. School became a battlefield. Sam arrived wearing clothes that didn't fit, shoes that were worn down, hair unkempt because no one at the new home gave her access to basic hygiene. The other children noticed immediately. The bullying came fast. Comments on appearance, on everything that marked them as different. Teachers saw declining grades, fatigue, and emotional withdrawal, but did nothing. Welts hidden beneath unsightly clothes were tender from the whippings. Before her life's interruption, Sam was a superb student. She loved school and couldn't wait to see her teachers and friends. Now, school was the furthest thing from her mind. She thought about, where are my brothers? I hope they're okay. My new baby sister, I miss them so much. Why hasn't my mama come for me? Why is no place safe? I don't belong here. I can't trust anyone. Every day became a test of endurance, not learning but surviving, not thriving but avoiding more harm. At home, making herself small and invisible was the key. Don't ask questions, do as you're told. Be still. Always be quiet. When the caretaker was asleep, Sam didn't move, squirm, whisper, or leave her spot. Using the bathroom required permission. Failure meant a beating. In public, walking too slow or fast led to over-the-top yelling, embarrassment, and more punishment. Crying was private. She always cried in secret, heartbroken and confused. School, bullying, and home struggles made her wish she could disappear. Eventually, Sam was moved again to a relative's home. There was hope at first. Family meant familiarity, or so she thought. But sometimes relatives cause as much harm as strangers. Adults ill-prepared to take in another mouth to feed caused more mistreatment. Sam was treated as less than, given limited essentials while the caretaker's child got full support. No longer abandoned only by parents, she was now abandoned by an entire network of adults who had power to help but chose convenience. This deepened the emotional wound. If I mattered, someone would protect me. If I mattered, someone would listen. If I mattered, they wouldn't keep leaving me in unsafe situations. Younger siblings remained on Sam's mind constantly. Every night she prayed someone was keeping them safe, the only thing keeping her heart intact. Prayer, taught by her grandmother, became her only shred of hope. Once old enough, Sam could make her own choices and leave the system, but the system did not leave her. Silent shame and secret harm came into adulthood like invisible luggage. Many survivors learned to excel academically or professionally because achievement becomes armor. Others struggle with trust, relationships, or self-worth. Sam's silence became her survival mechanism. Her independence became her shield. Her resilience became her proof of existence. But the cost was high. Difficulty trusting partners. Fear of vulnerability. Anxiety forming friendships. A lifelong question. Why didn't anyone protect me when I needed it most? As an adult, something changed slowly. Sam realized silence had protected the wrong people. She realized shame never belonged to her. Her story, no matter how painful, carried power and purpose. Reclaiming your voice isn't revenge, it's restoration. I deserved safety. I deserved love. I deserved protection. What happened to me was not my fault. Sam began speaking with clarity, honesty, and advocacy. Her story became a beacon for others who remained quiet. If God is no respecter of persons, why are so many people not suffering as I did? No more silence. No more secrecy. Childhood wounds no longer define adulthood. Sam now works to protect children and uplift adults. Survival is not the end. The voice is. Children should never have to protect themselves from the adults responsible for them. Failures do not define them. Survival is proof of strength. Voice is proof they were never meant to stay quiet.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. And a special thank you to Erica for lending her voice and perspective to a story that deserves to be heard with intention and care. Conversations like these are never easy, but they matter. They create space for truth, accountability, and awareness. 3 things every child deserves. As always, I appreciate you for being here, for listening, and for allowing these stories to find a place in your day. Until next time.